Welcome back, subscribers. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done a video because I have absolutely been down a uh, I wouldn't rabbit holing on some design work that I've been working on with a heating air conditioning project. I think I posted some of the stuff. I've already posted it, and this is more of like a variety show. Like Reservoir Human is not just about financial stuff and real world assets and things like that, but it's about entrepreneurial environments that you kind of just get into. Essentially, what happens is you. This is for me anyway, and I just know this from talking to other entrepreneurs. Is you get in interest in something, and then you start checking into it, right? So you have like this. Um, it's like in your DNA, and then you start hunting around and turning over all these rocks, and you start finding that it's the same old bullshit that is with all the other systems that you've worked through, and finding that there's inefficiencies across the board, essentially, that you're dealing with again. uh, it's just old technologies and just old methods, and there's very limited, if any, cross pollination between sectors. And you're like, what does that mean? It sounds complicated. Like you're talking a bunch of like, you know, whatever, just filler. Jeez, I need a haircut really bad. All right. So that means that I'm going to use the heating and air conditioning element as an example. Why is this important? If you own property, the heating and air conditioning equipment is a huge cost. Not only if it breaks, you're going to call somebody to go out and fix it, etc. Right? So you have a technician, usually, companies, a couple of them maybe that you use on your but they've got you by the balls. Nothing against them. Like, I'm friends with these guys, and that's their business. That's what they do. That's all that's available. Um, and Basic on equipment of heating and cooling, depending upon the region you're in. But what happens is that they're just using with what the industry will provide for them. So there's absolutely a gateway system, a gating. And we're just talking about this one factor that just with trying to create comfort inside of a property. And where this comes into play for your properties is that whenever it breaks, when you repair it, it's expensive. It's a control board, it's a refrigerator leak, it's whatever, a capacitor, whatever, just thermostatic control, or like every 10 to 15 years you have to change out all the equipment. And that's kind of one of the things that we're going to talk about today is I've learned about EPA certification in these refrigerants and handling them. There's a whole ton of refrigerants I didn't really know. I knew a little bit about it, but not like how convoluted it actually is. It's not World Economic Forum, but it is EPA and kind of this. There's a number of international acts that they have put out that are relating to global warming. And I actually took some testing because I was considering getting certified, as it's called 608 certification, to actually buy these refrigerants. And it was kind of a crash course for me. Again, this is what I do, is just kind of like learn about what the industry is all about so that I can learn the language and understand like how to design around their bullshit. Again, this isn't going back and going against the heating and air conditioning guys in general, but it's just like, let me get just a glimpse into the window of your world and see how it's working. And in short order, I couldn't even take the test. It's a company that was called SkillCat, and you go on it, and it's like these preparatory modules that you do, and then you take the tests and whatever. So I was like, oh, this is going to give me like a pretty good idea on how, why I'm getting like all these like pushbacks and these stick points, like they it's like a gate system that they have created across the board in heating and air conditioning. And you, like, if something breaks, you're calling a licensed person to come out to be able to handle the equipment. So right there, it's telling them like, this is like buying Mercedes Benz. I'm like, nobody wants you touching their shit, right? So whether it's Train or Carrier or whatever the company is, they only want those technicians touching their stuff, period. And there's a segregation and like these moats that are created inside of the industry because it's so ultra competitive. And then I called a number of my heating air conditioning, a couple of my guys this past, it's been a couple of weeks I've been working on this, like very intensive design and engineering a new system that does exactly the same thing, works way better, and the installation costs are, are they way cheaper? It has a better, I'm not sure yet. It is definitely cheaper if we DIY it. The systems are smaller, modular, um, but they're very, very highly customized based upon the property. Um, I have a background in load calculations and design work. We had a spray foam business, and I was doing that design work for builders. So I'm actually designing like how large the equipment needs to go on a house, whether it's cooling or heating side, and I can model all of that. So I have like an extensive background. This isn't something that you can just go out and just be like, oh, I'm just going to go design my own like refrigeration system for my house. Like, so it was like a major daunting task for me. But since I was using the AI, I used Ezra. Um, it was not a breeze because again, I'm learning about the nuances of this industry and all of the sticking points. So it's like high level degrees of understanding how thermodynamics works, and then coming to realization that the equipment that's going on in these properties is so inefficient. People have no idea, no idea. Like I can go into length of it, but it's like it's a bore fest. I will tell you this that generally speaking, the outdoor equipment is when it gets hot, when you really need air conditioning, you're looking at a minimum of a 50% decrease of efficiency. 50%. So every dollar you put in, you're only getting 50 cents out. Most of them, when you factor in all of the other elements, the design elements that go into a house, the how much air is moving, and the shape of oh, let me get this. Hold on a second.